Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Rocket Rabbit's run through Legacy of the Duelist as we continue on through the 5Ds against Team Ragnarok and Broder, the evils of the Loki. Yeah. Alright, so Loki specifically is actually a relatively big problem for my deck because I am very trap dependent, but thankfully, with me having Lava Golems already in my hand, if he brings out Loki, we can just, deal with it immediately.
That is, if he has a second monster that we contribute in order to special summon Lava Golem to his side of the field.
Now, which he likely will. I mean, Broder doesn't usually leave Loki alone.
Oh yes, because as the great banquet hall of Valhalla tells us in the stories and the myths and the legends of old, is that there's typically more than one person sitting at the table.
Fucking Leviathan. I honestly think that Leviathan is one of the best trap cards that got released during the 5Ds era. And yes, as Annotation Gerdet mentions here, Leviathan is effectively the only thing that Broder's got that'll actually deal with Marshmallow. So...
Marshmallow!
Yes, Marshmallow.
He thinks that Nordics will win if he plays, but Marshmallow will shut down his day. You brought out a monster that was too weak.
Well, yeah, because I didn't really have a choice in the matter. I had to use UFO Turtle's effect.
Well, so why didn't you bring out another UFO turtle?
I didn't have another UFO turtle. I'm only running 2 of everything.
But, alright, it's a little late for me to start counting flaws with slow burn. This is like the 10th time we've had to bring out the old slow burn.
We've been leaning on this iteration of slow burn at least in concept since the beginning of the game. Come on, man.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with slow burn because in every of those iterations we have never lost a game after we decided that the story deck that we were assigned was too weak.
We have lost at least 1 game after switching to slow burn. I'm not entirely sure if it was on screen, but I do know that it happened.
Welcome to my cages of torment, my friend.
Now, Lava Golems.
Well, I'll give you this. You did make a sincere effort to try to use the story deck that the game designed and assigned for us in order to defeat our opponent as we were supposed to. That was actually the first time I've observed you do this whole playthrough.
Yeah. Look, I wanted specifically to show off that Crow's big problem is very specifically the fact that he's running too much of the later Blackwings. To be perfectly honest, if Crow was actually running just the first wave of Blackwing support and Armor Master, his deck would be significantly fucking better. Breeze the Zephyr doesn't actually do anything for the deck for the most part. Kalima the Haze is an interesting way to recycle Synchros, but doesn't actually function that well. And let me think.
And what the hell are you trying to do right now?
I'm just blowing up his back row. That way he can't use Leviathan.
Target one face-up monster that... this is why I'm having my esteemed colleague, Mr. Gerdat, explain to me what the hell's going on in the battle scene, because normally these card images and paragraphs of text are only on the screen for like 0.8 of a second.
Alright, and here we have Halldor, who is, or rather Halldor, who is in fact running Odin. And I will be perfectly honest, this is one of the this is actually, I would go so far as to say, the easiest of the members of Team Ragnarok.
Would you consider this a flaw with Legacy of the Duelist, that earlier opponents are actually more difficult to defeat than later opponents?
No, I wouldn't, because the whole reason why Broder is so difficult is because it is relatively well established that despite the fact that Loki has got the lowest stats of the 3, his ability to interact with traps during the battle phase is just significantly better than both Odin's imperviousness and Thor's absolutely more or less terrible use of burn. So, what the game wants us to do here is once again specifically use either Majestic Star Dragon, or I believe I believe our extra deck might actually have Shooting Star now. I should go check. Here is us checking to see if we have Shooting Star. We have Formula, we have Stardust, we have Junk Warrior.
Don't you know that you are a...
And then we didn't see the rest of our extra deck. I don't know why.
We don't know if there is a shooting star.
All right. So, we are attempting to special summon a level 1 monster from our deck. What one are we going to grab? Looks like we're grabbing DD Sprite. Okay.
A lot of good choices.
DD Sprite isn't a bad choice, to be perfectly honest, but it is one of the choices that I'm using specifically to go into Formula Synchron.
Oh, right, Formula Synchron. One of the more interesting Synchro monsters because it requires a tuner and a non-tuner monster. But how do you get a tuner and a non-tuner monster with the sum of the level stars is 2? The answer is simple, my friends. Each of those monsters must be level 1.
Yes.
And then you get to draw a card because he draws you a card when he's synchro summoned.
Yep. Formula Synchron is arguably one of the best synchro climbing monsters ever printed. As Annotations Gerdet is mentioning here, DD Sprite is specifically here to make Formula Synchron easier, and then we're supposed to use specifically Formula Synchron to get into Shooting Star Dragon. But no, we're going to use our Formula Synchron specifically to attempt to get into dang it, Metagnord. We're going to use Formula Synchron to attempt to get into Stardust Dragon.
Activate the effect of a card.
Alright, Sonic Chick. Geez, Yusei, why do all of your monsters happen to have such absolutely piss poor stats?
Because we're supposed to climb into more powerful monsters.
Yeah. Alright, so we'll summon Synchron Explorer, use its effect in order to bring back Formula Synchron.
In defense mode, of course. And then, oh crap! But we don't have a level. Well, we have a level 1,
yes,
so we can
do
go
have
into.
A level 1.
So we can go into Junk Warrior.
Yeah, except.
What's the problem here?
I'm not entirely sure, actually.
Wait, is Stardust Zhelong a tuner? No, he's not tuner.
No.
Okay, so we only have 1 tuner type. Okay. Pascaredette is definitely thinking right now. With the thoughts that tumble through Pascaredette's head. For whatever
now
good
we can
that
synchro
did.
summon Junk Warrior, except no, we're only going up into another Formula Synchron.
Well, let's draw a card and hope we get something good.
Let's see. Ooh, Debris Dragon. That is nice. It's not great, but it's
Okay.
nice.
But we already used our normal summon this turn.
Yeah, I'm not sure why we couldn't go into... oh, right. Junk Warrior
Because
isn't
it has
generic.
to be Junk Synchron.
That's me being an idiot. My bad. I am not entirely... blah. I'm having a lot of failed thoughts today.
It's a fucking trading card game. It's supposed to be simple.
No, it is not.
There's nothing simple about Yu-Gi-Oh! The trading card game.
Indeed. All right, so from here, what we'll probably end up wanting to do specifically is setting our Debris Dragon, even though we won't be able to use its effect then. But that's kind of where we're at the moment.
So, oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah,
How about we put the Sonic Chick down?
Because Sonic Chick isn't going to protect us. Yep, we said Debris Dragon. Okay.
Well, that will hold him off for a second. So his move.
Yusei would actually benefit very specifically from having a wide range of synchro monsters in his deck, aside from just the ones that he usually goes into in order to bring out the Stardust. Unfortunately, he's still supposed to be specializing in using Junk Warrior in order to bring out Stardust Dragon. So,
yes. Okay, that Call the Haunted may be clutch there. It just might be. The thing is, though, is that if he starts ba-booming and bombing in with these Nordic monsters en masse, because now he's got 4 monsters on the field, we're going to run out of life points.
Yeah, but it's going to take us a while to run out of life points, because the majority of the Nordic beasts specifically don't have the best of offensive stats.
Right, the Nordic beasts don't have great stats. The Nordic champion may yet win this day if he top decks it for his next play.
Okay, so is he going to run into us with Garm again?
No, it's another Nordic beast.
Yep, he's going to use Garm again. So we managed to do another 1,200 points of damage. Garm bounces
But he
our
bounces
monster.
the Debris Dragon. Now we have to defend our life points. Ahem. Now we have to defend
I don't
our
have
life
anything
points.
in my graveyard that can survive these attacks, Cloud.
Now we gotta do something here. Do you have at least 600 attack available? You guys are all worthless and weak.
I hate that Yusei's monsters have got such shitty stats. Ugh.
Well, because that's the whole point of synchro summoning is it doesn't matter what the stats are. The only stat that matters on synchro materials is their level stars and whether or not they're tuners. That's it.
All right, in the next episode, we'll actually take down Halldor. Be safe, everybody.
Hodor. Game of Thrones.
I said his name correctly. It's Halldor.
Hodor.